Okay, thanks.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Call to order our board meeting. I am the chairman of the board, and I also am a part-time Santa Claus. So I want you to know that. You please call the roll.
Mayor Biassiata, Mayor Kumar,
Here.
Mr. Love,
Here.
President Lucas,
Present.
Ms. McPherson, Ms. Mersman,
Here.
Mr. Sleesman,
Here.
Mayor Weiss,
Here.
and Ms. Welch.
Here.
You have 8 board members present. You have a quorum.
I have the certification.
Mr. President, I first advise that notice of this meeting has been published more than 24 hours in advance of the meeting, and that the usual notification has been given the news media and other interested persons, and that all requirements of the Ohio Revised Code and rules and bylaws of this board regarding notice of meeting have been complied with.
All right. May we have an approval for the November 28th meeting? Have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Second, Welch.
All right. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you very much. Public comments on agenda items. First of all, anyone who's here who wants to make a comment, go right to the podium. Anybody here? Anybody here? All right. Then we will go to the phone.
Is anyone on the phones in the back?
We do not have any callers at this point in time.
Okay,
All
there are
right.
no callers.
Anybody on the web form?
No web forms to date.
All right. Any of the chairpersons of any of these committees have a report? Anybody, any chairperson? All right. Then we'll go down to the introduction of new employees and announcement of promotions. All right. I'm glad to see you. We had the fields last time. We're glad to see you. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Good morning, Board Chairman, Mrs. Birdsong Thierry, and Board. My name is Ida Ford. I'm the Manager of Talent Acquisition, and I will read the December hires and promotions. Mystasia Hall, what we call Missy, Peter Vu, Megan Torrey, Bashan East, Martez Malcolm, Demario Davis, Chantel Jackson, Deanna Nelson, Raymond Johnson. Raymond McConville, Fred Roberts, Enos James, Carolyn Taylor, Michelle Watson, Nevin Greenfield, Dana Roseborough, Tatu Wadesisi, Amy Bailey, Roderick Wilson, and Ole Savinko. We have our December promotion, Mr. Larry Farrell, and the manager at MIS Systems. Thank you.
All right, let's give that a cheer. Thank you, all. All right, introduction of resolutions. Ms. Varad.
All right. The first resolution, Mr. President, if you want to state the number.
2023-95.
Authorizing contract number 2023-115 with HFT Management Incorporated, DBA Gateway Outdoor Advertising to provide transit and shelter advertising sales for a period of 5 years with 2 one-year options, revenue generating, amount variable based upon net sales.
All right, is there a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second, Welch.
Any discussion? All those in favor, aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Thank you very much. 2023-96.
Authorizing contract number 2023-133 with Baycom Incorporated for the purchase of ruggedized tablets for non-revenue vehicles as specified in an amount not to exceed $263,444. I'm sorry, 263. Is that million?
No.
Oh, that's 1,000, right? We have some extra zeros here. 263,000, okay, I'm sorry, $444.40. Sorry. Development Fund, Information Technology Department budget.
Your motion?
So moved, Mayor Weiss.
Second?
Second, Mersman.
Any discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. As I state each time, it's not that we're just sailing through this. They've all been through committee, they've all been through staff meetings, and this is our time to do the final approval. 2397.
Authorizing contract number 2023-158 with Valley Ford Truck Incorporated for the furnishing of one medium-duty truck plow dump spreader at a price not to exceed $121,870. RTA Capital Fund, Fleet Management Department budget.
Motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second, Welch.
Any discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Thank you very much. Of course, any board member that wishes a roll call on any of these items, feel free to ask for it. 2023-98.
Authorizing contract number 2023-170 with Grieve Chrysler Jeep Dodge for the purchase and delivery of 3 2024 Dodge Durango trucks, equipment, and accessories as specified through the State of Ohio Department of Administrative Services Cooperative Purchasing Program in a total amount not to exceed $226,608. RTA Development Fund, Transit Police Department budget.
All right, we have a motion? So moved. Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Thank you very much. 2023-99.
Authorizing contract number 2023-184 with Access Information Management Corporation to provide record storage, management, and destructive services as required for a period of 5 years in an amount not to exceed $425,000. General Fund, Support Services Department budget.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Second?
Second. Love.
Any discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Thank you very much. 2023-100.
Authorizing contract number 2023-185 with Trapeze Software Group Incorporated, DBA Vontas, to provide computer and dispatch and automated vehicle locator maintenance and support services in an amount not to exceed $4,559,274 for a period of 5 years. General Fund, Information Technology Department budget.
A motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second, McPherson.
Any discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? No, thank you. 2023-101.
Approval of the authority's 2024 Public Transportation Agency Safety Plan, PTAS.
Motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second, Welch.
Any discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No, thank you very much. 2023-102.
Authorizing the purchase of property insurance from Liberty Mutual and Evanston Insurance Company through Aon Risk Services, Northeast Incorporated, for a period of 12 months for a total contract amount not to exceed $1,469,243. General Fund, Risk Management Department budget.
All right, we have a motion to put it on the floor.
So moved, Mayor Weiss.
Second? All right.
Second.
Vice President, you want to make a statement on this?
Yeah, I just wanted Judy Lincoln to briefly comment. From our last committee session, there was a memo in your packet. There was a change then, from what we discussed at the committee, so I wanted to highlight that since there was a change. In this case, it's the type of change that we like. So
Yes.
I'll let Judy take it from here.
Good morning, Chairman Lucas, members of the board. Yes, quickly, as mentioned at the committee report on this item, Aon, our insurance broker, was going to continue to negotiate with Liberty, our incumbent major carrier on the property program, and they did so successfully. So the premium that is contained in the resolution
that you just mentioned is $24,266 lower than the amount that was presented during the committee presentation. They were able to achieve a lower rate increase with Liberty. So instead of a 13% rate increase, which was the market average actually, we are down to a 10.2% rate increase. So that's it.
Thank you very much for the update and your collective good work of you and your team.
She's the best. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Thank you very much. 2023-103.
Making appropriations for the current expenses and other expenditures for the Greater Cleveland Regional Transit Authority during fiscal year 2024.
Motion?
So moved, Welch.
Second?
Second, Kumar.
Any discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Thank you. 2023-104.
Amending Chapter 465, Financial Assistance of the Codified Rules and Regulations of the Greater Cleveland Regional Transit Authority.
Motion?
So moved, Mayor Weiss.
Second?
Second, Love.
Any discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Thank you very much. 2023-105.
Amending Chapter 212, Definitions and Interpretations of the Codified Rules and Regulations of the Greater Cleveland Regional Transit Authority.
All right, a motion?
Motion, Sleesman.
Second?
Second, Mersman.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Thank you very much. 2023-106.
Approving a collective bargaining agreement with the Fraternal Order of Police, Ohio Labor Council Incorporated, covering conditions of employment for transit police lieutenants.
All right, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second, Welch.
Any discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
No, thank you very much. And we're always delighted to hear from our Secretary Treasurer, who will make his report.
Good morning again, Reverend Lucas, members of the board. My name is Raj Gautam. I'm the Deputy General Manager of Finance and the Secretary Treasurer. Included in your monthly board package, we do include a lot of the financial documents. I am here to basically provide a quick overview of the general economic conditions, as well as talk about the largest sources of unrestricted revenues in the general fund. So, as has been the case, we are looking at the economic conditions, the inflation rate, and the interest rate by each month. December 12th and 13th, the FOMC met and decided to keep the interest rates unchanged. As we're well aware, as evidenced by the blue line, the 9.1% was the high point of the inflation rate in June of 2022. The inflation has been steadily decreasing, currently stands at 3.1%. FOMC is scheduled to meet once again in January to determine the next course of action. Draw your attention to the right side where we have the year-to-date ridership in millions. And I'll do a comparison to the pre-COVID 2019 numbers when we had through the end of November, we had 29.63 million rides. As of November 30th, 2023, we stand at 20.11 million rides. That's a decrease of 9.5 million rides, or about 32.2%. November 2023 ridership was 10.6% above November 2022 levels. Once again, looking at the right-hand side of the slide, 2019 revenues from passenger fares in millions with 39.6 million. In 2023, that number stands at 25.07, a decrease of 14.5 million or 36.69%. For the month, the November fare revenue was 7.3% higher than November 2022 levels. and 23.8% above the budgeted levels. On a year-to-date basis, passenger fare is 4.8% below 2022 levels, driven by the variance between October 22 and 23 levels. Sales tax represents the largest source of our operating revenues. December 2023 receipts were 0.8% lower than December 2022. On a year-end, for the year-end, they ended the year 2.7% higher when compared to 2022, roughly translating to roughly $6.9 million. 15 of the 23 categories that make up the sales tax were positive in December 2023 when compared to 22. Online sales was 0.3% higher. Regular and statewide sales was 0.8% lower. Motor vehicles and watercraft 9.1% lower. On a year-to-date basis, comparison of 23 versus 22, 12 of the 23 categories were positive. Online sales were 10.6% higher. Regular and statewide sales were 2.4% higher. Motor vehicles and watercraft were 4.1% lower. And with that, I'd be happy to take any questions.
All right, questions to the Secretary Treasurer. Board. All right, thank you very much. Excellent
pleasure.
report as always.
Thank you.
Now hearing from our indefatigable General Manager.
Good morning and happy holidays, everyone. Good morning. It's my pleasure to bring to you the last report of the year. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to everyone for your ongoing support of RTA, whether you're on the board, a customer riding the service, or working here in main office or one of the districts. We appreciate you. I will start out by giving a quick update on the holiday visits, as we call them, or the tours. I usually like to go around the districts, as we call them, or the garages, the facilities, outside of this particular office as well, and try to meet about 2,000 people in the span of 6 weeks. So it's a fun time. There's a lot of conversation, a lot of hugs, a lot of handshakes, and a lot of debate on items that are going on in the company and also just on the national stage when it comes to public transportation. This is a general schedule. We have one more to go. I will be at Hayden next week to be able to just really chat and discuss some items with the Hayden district, which is also the lifeblood of our system as well. So it's been a great one. I will say that every district visit is different. I can go in there with a planned agenda to talk about a few things and update our staff on what the state of RTA is, and we always come out with different agenda items, action rosters, and also just a lot of updates on things that we can get better on. So I appreciate the men and women who are out there to be able to lend their voice to our team here in main office and work together for the next year. This is effectively where we do a gut check and make sure that the items that we're working on match up with what our employees feel. That being said, we do have an employee survey, which is out now, that I'd like to remind our employees to make sure that they take a part of and let us know how they feel that we're doing. So that's happening in concert with our GM holiday visits. This is just a quick collage. Thank you, Allison, in marketing, to be able to give folks an idea of just how many people are involved in these visits. And you'll see the different locations, whether it's at Central Bus Maintenance, Wood Hill, sometimes it's outside in a garage, sometimes it's in a lunchroom, other times it's in Tower City. So it's a plethora of folks that actually give their time and attention to not only hear from me, but also hear updates from our staff. So I am becoming adept at pulling people to the mic that may or may not be prepared, and it actually lends to the authenticity of the conversation. So thank you. Also, rounding out the year, we had an executive leadership retreat. This retreat is something that we are doing on an annual basis. This year, we actually visited Tri-C College, corporate college, and you'll see that in the top photo. That's a classroom setting. This was about 50 of our top leaders here in RTA. So those were the director level, the deputy level, senior managers, and key decision makers from across the authority, as well as myself, to be able to go through a classroom setting effectively with Mike Nwanko, which is an executive MBA. He's a facilitator and educator at Tri-C. He was great. He stuck with us. He stuck with us for 2 days straight and really taught us getting to our why. Start with Why by Simon Sinek, if you remember that book and that TED Talk about 19 years ago, was the cornerstone of our conversation. So getting to why we come to work every day and not just the tactical side of it was important, and that's how we kind of guided through the building trust and inspiration within your own team. Now, you will notice the second two photos are a little different. They are not in a classroom. We joke and said that some people needed ibuprofen, others needed Tylenol. But we had a great day. It was on a Thursday and Friday on purpose. We actually went into the tanks at the Foundry here in downtown Cleveland. So for those of you who are familiar with that, it was a great experience for team building and trust. My team trusted me to sign a waiver and make sure that they would get home in one piece. And it was great because we understood and learned how to row together. We also had a rigging and de-rigging exercise, which turned into a sudden death competition. And it was great because we were divided up into teams that were also decided 24 hours in advance so that there was an element of surprise. And the team, I think, you guys tell me if I'm correct, had a great time being able to really just challenge each other and just laugh for a moment on top of learning what we did the previous day and putting it into action. So we had a great time. I try to come up with a surprise physical activity every year, and I think this one was a hit. Also wanted to be able to say congratulations to our new leadership team for the Amalgamated Transit Union. This is our ATU, our local union here for the bus operators and mechanics and a plethora of kind of field employees and frontline employees here at RTA. So you'll see their photos to the left. They will commence in January of 2024. We want to take a moment to say thank you to business agent and president William Nix. He has served RTA for 34.5 years. I have to make sure I get that number right. And he will be retiring, so to speak, in January to lead way for the new team. We're super excited for Clarence King, who's pictured here on the top left as the new president and business agent. Also, Darnell Morris, who will serve as vice president. And we've got their financial secretary treasurer in Tamika Dumas, and the assistant business agent for operations, O'Meal Mullings, and the assistant business agent for non-operations, Mallory Jarris. They are a great team. I look forward to working with them, and they're just super excited to get to work. So congratulations to that team. Also wanted to give you a quick update on La Gran Parranda. So this is essentially a caroling initiative that we've done for 2 years in a row, and it really serves as a lifeblood for the Latin community here in Cleveland. The neighborhoods of Brooklyn and Parma were selected for this year, and we really went out along with the Latinos Unidos. If you remember me talking about the ERG, the Employee Resource Group, one of the 4 that we have right now is Latinos Unidos, and this was a hallmark holiday event for them. This actually started by former board member Roberta Duarte. If you remember her on our board about a year or 2 ago, she initiated and is the founder of this sort of initiative with RTA. So we appreciate Jorge Lozada as well as Jose Feliciano, who are leading up this initiative within our Latinos Unidos ERG. So congratulations to the group. They're getting out into the community and really making it happen for the holiday. With that, we've got a couple more quick updates, promise. We've got All Aboard Ohio. If you are familiar with All Aboard Ohio, they are an advocacy organization which really celebrates the history and future of rail in public transit. They actually took an interest in us earlier in the year. So on December 1st, we took them out to the rail district and hosted a tour. We had about 32 participants, including 3 representatives of our delegation for Ohio. So we're super excited. You see their names here: State Representative Sean Brennan, State Representative Bride Rose Sweeney, and State Senator Kent Smith were in attendance along with us. You'll see their photos down at the bottom. And at the top, it was just a really great day for everybody. It was a great practice run, I say, for us, because I'm sure we'll be doing this multiple times as we get closer to the new rail cars, and then being able to really show off what we do on a daily basis to make sure that we keep our trains running smoothly in excess of 40 years. So we do appreciate them, and again, we expect the first train to come into Cleveland for the review process in summer of 2026. So we are on schedule for that, just as an FYI. Also wanted to give you an update about upcoming 2024 engagements. Because we are at the end of 2023, I think it's important to be able to look ahead and think about some of the major special events that may impact our operations. The first is a solar eclipse that comes on April 8th. This will actually, yes, definitely clap for that. This is something that is affecting our entire region. I will say that I did come here from Nashville, Tennessee, where we actually experienced the eclipse as well. So there's a pattern of that. Been through it before. It definitely is an amazing experience. You want to make sure that you shield your eyes as well and really have an opportunity just to appreciate nature's beauty, but also be safe operationally. So we are preparing for that, and we'll give you more updates when that's to come. Also, we wanted to give you an update again that we will be hosting the APTA Rail Conference. That's the American Public Transportation Association Rail Conference. That will be held in June of 2024. We expect between 800 and 1,000 attendees to descend upon Cleveland and really enjoy the idea that we're going to be up next as far as new rail cars coming through, and also just talking about rail safety and operations as well. You'll see a lot of the vendors that make our bus seats, that create a lot of the bike racks, that do the flooring, that create our vehicles. There's a lot of those kind of relationships, as well as a lot of the administrative heads from across the country, as well as the Federal Transit Administration will have representatives for that event as well. It was held in Pittsburgh earlier in 2023, so now it's in Cleveland next year. Also, we were in attendance this month at the Greater Cleveland Urban League. There was an equal opportunity luncheon that was held downtown in the convention center, and I wanted to make sure we highlight this because there was a special announcement. This was made by Mark Morreale, who is the CEO of the National Urban League, and he mentioned that Cleveland was selected as the 2025 host site for the annual conference. This is a huge achievement for Cleveland, as the local chapter has really just risen over the last decade or so to make sure that we can put Cleveland in the map as far as equity and inclusion. Urban League is heading up that initiative. As information, I do serve on the board along with several individuals. I have been selected to co-lead the conference planning for that event, along with Jill Ziman, who is the head of the Ohio Debate Commission at Current. We both serve along the board, and it will be a team effort. But I'm super excited to be able to say that Cleveland will be hosting in about another year and a half or so. Also, to come up celebratory in 2024 is RTA's 50th anniversary. So this is really important to us. We'll begin the planning for this. Natoya Walker-Minor, through our external affairs, along with operations, all of our deputy general managers, and our HR department particularly will be thinking about how to celebrate this in style for 2024. So we'll come back to you with a calendar of celebratory events. It will not be just one. We'll have several throughout the year, so we want to make sure that we're budgeted for that accordingly, and also making sure that we're staffed up, thinking about all of the other events that are coming into play. So we appreciate that, and congratulations to RTA on its 50th. And with that, I take you to public comments unless you have any questions for me. Thank you.
Excellent report. Thank you very much. We've got a big year coming up. We've just completed one. I want to thank the CEO and all of the staff for the cooperation that they have certainly given me as president this year. The number of activities, I think we added up the other day, I've attended 72 events through the year, and I enjoyed all of them. It's been a joy to represent you because we are a great organization. All right, public comments. Anybody have a public comment that's here? If it's here, come right on up. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Ron Jackson, City Council President in the City of Maple Heights, and a paratransit and fixed route user for the past 21 years since I became wheelchair dependent. December 7th of this year, paratransit had what I would call a meltdown. The system crash, was not able to get through the dispatch or to find out where rides were. Subsequently, I was left at a place for 2 hours before I decided to make my own way home. I'm fortunate enough to be able to have done that. But in a situation like that, there has to be a backup plan that works. So I see that you just approved the contract for the new trapeze system. When you call dispatch and you're number 75 in the queue after 2 hours behind your schedule, it has to be something more than just sit there and wait, not knowing when that's going to come. On top of that, you put your number in for a callback, and I'm still waiting on that callback because it never came. So that can't be the only thing. So, and it might be as simple as when that program for the day in the computer, it might need to be printed out on paper so that at least the dispatchers and the whole system can have a number to contact people and know where they are. And so you just can't rely on the computer per se. In the new trapeze system too, being again number 75 in a queue to get information or to even tell a dispatcher that you want to cancel your ride can't be the final answer to this. Something has to be done. Some type of robocall to call people and say, hey, our system is down. Be patient, we're coming, or something. But it just can't be what happened on the 7th. Thank you.
Thank you. We certainly will take this into advisement. You know, I know paratransit very well, and I appreciate your comments and good to see you. Our chairperson of paratransit here, is that right?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Make sure you get. Oh, good. All right. All right. Anybody else?
If I just make a quick comment. So, Mr. Jackson, I would suggest also Doc and Nick, if we can make sure to have an additional conversation for update. Several of the items, I don't typically respond, but I wanted to make sure you were aware. Several of the items that you discussed are in play now to be able to revamp some of those Plan Bs if the system does go down, so we can give you an update on that. Thank you for your comment on that.
All right. Anybody else? Anybody else here wish to speak? Anybody else? Nobody else? All right, on the telephone.
In the back, do we have anyone online?
We have one caller, 0387. You can go ahead.
This is Eric Stewart. I don't know if you can hear me clearly because there's a tremendous amount of static on this phone. I've called back twice and the static is still there. But if you can hear me clearly, here it is. Ron Jackson, the man that just spoke, his experience is a very common experience with your agency. You have people that are paid well to do a job, but aren't interested in doing the job well that they're paid to do. Today is the 19th of December. Every single member of the Board of Trustees, the general manager, and the head of paratransit that he rides should have all addressed this by now, and it shouldn't be new news to them, his experience on the 19th of December about what happened on the 7th of December. And if anybody noted anything, please note, he said he still hasn't received a phone call, and he was 75 in line. So what I'm calling about is the Community Advisory Committee. There were 11 people that were seated last year. I want to know the answers to, not last year, last month. So I want to know the answers to these questions. Have you received the information from me through Albert Johnson, as Albert Johnson said he would give it to you? Have you studied matters of the strongly suggested 15A, the strongly re-implemented suggestion of the 48A, and the adjustments made to the 48, 50, and the 11 buses, so that these buses that I just suggested can all be put into place for the best interest of the public transit, which is RTA. This is a social-economic problem.
You
have a
have 15 seconds
responsibility
left.
to the social-economic well-being of the public through public transit, and I want to know that you guys are doing something other than just being seated. Today is the 19th of December, and you can answer these questions at the Board of Trustees meeting right now, particularly the 15A. because it starts at Pine Crest and it's furthest eastern point where there's 61 jobs. 61 jobs.
Caller
61
0387,
businesses
you are
that could
out
be
of time.
short for shopping.
We have no other callers at this point in time.
All right. What was the question about? What line was that? The 15A? What's his name is here? Who was it here? Our man. Yeah. Joel, you want to respond to that?
We have given to a committee of the Board of Trustees a full analysis of the gentleman's proposal. It explains why we believe the current network better serves the community. And if someone would like a repeat of that presentation, I'm sure it can be arranged.
So just a quick comment. Joel is correct. I want to say earlier in the top of 2023, with additional months, we had conversation regarding those two routes. We did have public conversations as well in the community, and I believe Natoya Walker-Minor and Dot Caver reviewed that. We can make sure that the audio is clear in the back as well. I appreciate that while we comment. We did provide that information to the board for review. We're happy to review that with CAC as well, if that's at the pleasure of the board. That CAC is an extension of the board committee, so that will have to be discussed. However, we appreciate, as always, the public comment. It is public comment, and we do take all of those considerations under the advisory of management. And again, our service is nothing in stone. It's a fluid process, and it is always up for debate when it comes to tweaking it in the best interest of the community. We did have this review on top of the next gen kind of reconstruction of our bus service, and we want to make sure that we do things in a way that is not duplicative and also allows people to get where they need to be. So we always are open to reviewing that and re-reviewing that to make sure we haven't missed anything as well. So we're happy to do that in the top of the new year once that we get the CAC seated. However, that recommendation will come from management to the full board per tradition.
All right. Everybody, anything on the web?
No comments on the web form.
All right, thank you very much. An executive session has been requested to enable the board to conference with the attorneys for information, gathering fact finding, and to receive legal advice. We have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second, Mayor Weiss.
Call the roll.
Mayor Biassiata is not here. Mayor Kumar,
Yes.
Mr. Love,
Yes.
President Lucas,
Yes.
Ms. McPherson,
Yes.
Ms. Mersman,
Yes.
Mr. Sleesman,
Yes.
Mayor Weiss,
Yes.
and Ms. Welch.
Yes.
You have 8 ayes and none opposed.
All right, thank you very much. We'll go into executive session. I will Is everybody gone?
No, there are a few people out there.
Okay. All right. We have a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved, Mersman.
Second.
Second, Welch.
May I have a roll call?
All right, Mayor Kumar,
Yes.
Mr. Love,
Yes.
President Lucas,
Yes.
Ms. McPherson, Ms. Mersman,
Yes.
Mr. Sleesman,
Yes.
Mayor Weiss,
Yes.
and Ms. Welch.
Yes.
You have 8 ayes and none opposed.
Thank you very much. The next regular board meeting scheduled for Tuesday, January 23rd. My goodness. 2024.
Did I get the year right?
In the boardroom of the authority. Isn't that something? The year is gone that quick, and the new one is here. Lord be praised. Public is welcome to attend. May we have a motion to adjourn? Second?
Second, Welch.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
No one's opposed. Thank you very much. See you shortly. See you in January. My goodness. I had a member of my church from North, what's that, turn that off. From